So today I'm going to show you how to install a catch can on the Mustang GT 2018. This should apply to all other GTs, not just the 18. So the sooner you install a catch can from the PCV, the better. So if you can install this as soon as you pick up the car, then great, because you're going to stop any oil going into the air intake pathways from that point forward. So how the PCV valve works is that any positive pressure the engine doesn't need in the crankcase is rerouted back into the air intake, and this air actually contains oil vapors. So when you install a catch can, what you're essentially doing is trapping that oil in a vessel that you can empty out every X thousand miles depending on how you drive the car. And what that will do is provide a more cleaner combustion because you've not got oil vapors in the air intake. So there's really no need to replace the left-hand PCV with a catch can, as it will literally be bone dry every time you check it. I believe some people do change it if they're tracking their car, and maybe there's some oil that comes out in those applications, but for my purposes I only really need this one. So as well as being the first mod that you should really carry out on your S550, it's also one of the easiest to carry out as well. All you'll need to do is gain access to the PCV hose, as you can see here. I'm not going to show you how to remove the engine cover on this video, but if you refer to one of my other videos, for example the Roush 2018 air intake video, you'll see step-by-step instructions on how to do that. So you can gain access to the PCV hose and remove it and install a catch can without removing the engine cover. It is a little bit more tricky, and you're not really able to see what you're doing, so removing the engine cover is advisable. If you have a right-hand drive Mustang, then it's likely that you don't have a strut bar in the way as well, so removing the engine cover will be very straightforward, and it's just two plastic caps and two 10mm bolts. So once you've gained access to the PCV hose, all you need to do is pull the grey tab away and then lift away from the outlet, like so. Once you've got that side off, just do the same on the right side. So it's just as simple as replacing the PCV hose that you removed earlier, and just install the catch can onto the PCV outlet and the air intake. So if you just push down on the clip, it should just snap into place. And on this other side, and there we go, the catch can is installed. As you can see, I've installed the JLT 3.0 catch can, which seems to be well recommended. So this really is the best mod that you can do to your S550 straight away, and your engine's going to thank you in the long run. So when you come to empty the oil in the catch can, you can either just unscrew the bottom of the catch can from the threads and remove it that way. It's a little bit more trickier and potentially messier, or you can remove the whole thing by just disconnecting the hoses again. So it's been 2,000 miles since the last check of my catch can. I just wanted to make sure that there's no oil in there floating around. You should be able to check these every 5,000 miles-ish. I tend to check mine every 2,000 miles just to be sure. So you can actually screw the bottom of the catch can off. I know different catch cans will have a different design, but most will allow you to actually check the oil with it still attached to the car. Considering it's not a messy job and it is just a couple of minutes work, I just disconnect the PCV hoses, just like so. So you just pull that plastic clip back and then pull off. And as you can see, there's no oil ready to drip onto the engine or anything like that, so you're perfectly safe to do so. So I'm just going to open up the catch can and show you what we've got after 2,000 miles. So as you can see, these things do work, and without the catch can this would have just gone straight back into the air intake. So if you want to keep your engine clean and working as well as it can do, and combustion running as efficiently as possible, then these things are really great. If I would have ran the car for another, say, 2,000 miles more, that would have been almost full. Now that you've emptied out the oil, you just want to give it a bit of a clean out. Clean the threads properly. And then you just want to install it back on the car. And to put the catch can back onto the car, you just want to reinsert it onto the PCV outlet and the air intake inlet. Make sure it's clipped into place and you're good to go.